all of you. I am Dr. Dimple Dadarwala, Assistant Professor, Department of Psychiatry. Today we are going to learn about social anxiety, specific phobias and substance-induced anxiety disorders. So let's see first of all what is normal anxiety. Normal anxiety is situational or trigger-based, as in, for example, if there is a first date for anyone, or preparing for an exam, performing at a concert, giving a speech, moving from home to the new home, climbing a tall ladder, all these can precipitate anxiety. So what happens? Apprehension, nervousness, tension, edginess, nausea, sweating, trembling. But this normal anxiety is transient, does not significantly interfere with the person's well-being, and does not prevent a person from achieving their goals. So it does not cause any functional or occupational impairment. So it's a normal anxiety which is situation based. So what is anxiety? Anxiety is a response that prepares us either to run or approach danger by producing stress hormones like adrenaline. What is abnormal anxiety? Once we have seen what is normal, let's see what is abnormal anxiety. It is also situation based, triggered, like first date, preparing for the exam, same situation, same triggers, but anxiety has symptoms, domains of signaling, cognition, thinking, behavior, physical. So there are different sets of symptoms which we'll see later which manifest in abnormal anxiety. Physical, like tremors, palpitation. Cognition, like feeling of edginess and feeling of lack of concentration. All the symptoms are persistent, excessive and inappropriate and more in intensity and causes impairment. Leads to dysfunctional coping, maybe avoidance or withdrawal from that situations. So that is an abnormal anxiety where situations are the same but the reaction is different, which is persistent, excessive, intensity-wise also more and causing impairment. Let's see what is the difference between normal worry and general anxiety disorder. Worry is about the specific events such as school exam, work deadline, but general anxiety disorder is constant, chronic and unsubstantiated worry, causing such as stress or social activities. Normal worry is about able to control your worrying, whereas in general anxiety you are unable to control. It is uncontrollable. In normal worry, your worries are unpleasant. While being unpleasant also, they don't cause any significant distress, where in GAD, it causes significant distress and it is upsetting and stressful worries are there. So normal worry is about specific event, transient, you are able to control and they do not cause any significant distress and functional impairment. Whereas anxiety disorders, worries are chronic, constant and unsubstantiated. You are unable to control and it causes your work impairment. What is fear and what is anxiety? Fear is a response to threats here and now, whereas anxiety is future focused fear. The incident or event has not yet occurred, but anticipation about that same phenomena or event, situation causes the anxiety, whereas fear is at present situation. So what is fear? Fear is because of some known, external, definite and non-conflictual threat, as in seeing a mice. So that is specific phobia, social anxiety disorder, panic disorder, agoraphobias, GAD, substance-induced anxiety disorder due to another medical condition, and unspecified anxiety disorder. Let's see what is stress cycle. There is a stressful event and there is a feeling of anxiety, which leads to a physiological response in the body. An individual focuses on physiological responses. Hence, the concern about the symptoms causes more consequences, and that leads to more stress, adds to more stress, and this cycle goes on. So how can anxiety present? Anxiety presents itself in many different ways, like the desire to control people and event, difficulty getting to sleep, feeling agitated, defiance, having high expectations for self, including schoolwork, avoiding activities, pain, aches, struggling to pay attention and focus, intolerance of uncertainty, crying and difficulty managing emotions, feeling worried about the situations or events. How to recognize anxiety in yourself and others. So let's see what are the hidden signs and symptoms. Overthinking, avoidance, sweating, stomach issues like butterflies in the stomach, or maybe increased GI motility, frequently going to pass stool, having urges but not passing stools, and increased frequency of micturations, panic attacks, needing reassurance again and again, lack of patience, trouble concentrating, constant worrying, trouble breathing, rapid heartbeat, insomnia, memory issues, all these are the symptoms. What are the causes of anxiety disorder? Genetic, biological, developmental, socioeconomic, and workplace stress. These are the causes of anxiety disorders. So what are the symptoms which are, as we said earlier, which are the psychological or cognitive symptoms of the anxiety? Worrying or anxiety. Worries that are difficult to control, poor concentration, feeling keyed up or on edge. Physical features. So let's see what are the physical symptoms of the anxiety. Restlessness, headache and nausea, dry mouth, fatigue, trouble sleeping, muscle aches, hand tremors, sweating, sensitivity to noise, constriction in the chest, irritability are the physical symptoms of the anxiety. So let's come to specific phobia. What is specific phobia? A specific phobia results out of an irrational fear or meaningless fear arising as a result of situation or a specific object. This specific phobia, there are 4 major specific phobia categories: natural environmental phobia, animal phobia, medical treatment phobia, and situational phobias. Natural environment like hydrophobia, dendrophobia. Animals like cat, dog, horse, lizard. They have different names, like the fear of lizards is known as batrachophobia. Cynophobia is for the dogs, and equinophobia is for horse. Medical treatment phobia is known as dentophobia. Trypanophobia is for injection, and hemophobia for blood. Situations like closed spaces, claustrophobia, open spaces or aeroplane-like spaces, aerophobia, etc. Which are the causes of specific phobia? One's own life experiences. For example, a person who has been bitten by a dog will develop a fear of dog. Another fear could also result of a traumatic experience from a car crash. So these are the different experiences which leads to fear, anxiety. Arachnophobia is for the spider, ophidiophobia is for the snakes, acro is for the height, agaro is for the crowded places, cynophobia is for dogs, claustrophobia is small and closed spaces. These are another. Mesophobia is for the germ, aerophobia is for flying or open spaces, glossophobia is for public speaking, atychiophobia is for the failure, ornithophobia is for birds, and aquaphobia is for water. So DSM-5 criteria for specific phobia: there is a marked fear or anxiety about specific object or situation. For example, flying, heights, animal, receiving an injection, seeing a blur. The phobic object is that B is about the phobic object or situation almost always provokes immediate fear or anxiety. Next can be the phobic object or situation is actively avoided or endured with the intense fear. Always provokes anxiety and it is actively avoided all the time. The fear or anxiety is out of proportion to the actual danger posed by the specific object and to the socio-cultural context. Fear, anxiety or avoidance is persistent and typically lasting for 6 months or more. Fear, anxiety or avoidance causes clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational or other important areas of functioning. The disturbance is not better explained by symptoms of another medical psychiatric disorders like avoidance of situations associated with panic-like symptoms. So there is marked fear of fear or anxiety of specific situations. It is almost always avoided and always provokes the anxiety, and it is out of proportion to the actual danger imposed, and it is persistent for more than 6 months, causing impairment in the work. Social phobia, fear of social situations where you may be embarrassed or judged. Common physical symptoms include blushing, diarrhea, sweating, tachycardia. People facing social phobia are scared of public interactions and group associations. Causes of social phobia are hereditary and environmental. Example, there is high possibility that a child born to a parent with anxiety problem will inherit it. Social anxiety disorder risk factors can be genetics, observing others with social anxiety, learning from them, early traumatic events, parenting style, isolated upbringing, brain structure, and societal expectation. What are the comorbidities along with the social phobia which we see? Social phobia is associated with mood features, depression, anxiety, substance use to decrease the anxiety, or maybe bulimia nervosa. So, what are the DSM-5 criteria for social phobia? There is a marked fear or anxiety about one or more social situation in which individual is exposed to possible scrutiny by others. Example include social interactions, having conversation or meeting with unfamiliar people, being observed like eating or drinking, or performing in front of others like giving a speech. The individual fears that he or she will act in a way or shows anxiety symptoms that will be negatively evaluated. That means will be humiliating, embarrassing, will lead to rejection of others. Social situation almost always provoke fear or anxiety. The social situations are avoided, and fear of anxiety is out of proportion to the actual threat posed by the social situation and socio-cultural context. So, one or more social situation is associated with fear or anxiety, where the patient is exposed to scrutiny by others or being observed or performing in front of others creates anxiety. Individual fears that he or she will act in a way that he will be negatively evaluated, that he has a constant fear of getting judged or getting humiliated or embarrassed. Social situations provoke fear and that is persistent and they are avoided. So that further, the fear or anxiety is persistent for 6 months, lasting persistently, causes impairment in social and occupational functioning. This anxiety is not attributable to physiological effects of substance or another medical conditions. What are agoraphobia? Agoraphobia is fear of places or situations that might cause you to panic and make you feel trapped or helpless. Signs and symptoms are fear of being alone, fear of crowds, fear of leaving home, fear of public places, feeling of detached, anxiety. What are the criteria for agoraphobia? So, anxiety about 2 or more of the following situations, that is, using public transportation, being in open spaces, being in enclosed places, standing in line or being in crowd, being outside of the home alone. This leads to anxiety. 2 or more of this situation can induce anxiety. Individual fears or avoids this situation because of thoughts that escape might be difficult or help might not be available in the event of developing panic. So agoraphobia situations almost always provoke fear and they are actively avoided. So it's a fear of situations like using public transport, open space, enclosed places, standing in line, being outside of home alone, where there is a fear that they will not get help. It is persistent for 6 months and it causes their social occupational impairment. Let's see what is substance-induced anxiety disorder. Prominent symptoms of anxiety that are judged to be direct physiological consequences of a drug or abuse, a medication or toxin exposure. Substances, which are those substances which can lead to or rather induce anxiety? Alcohol, caffeine, cannabis, phencyclidine, opioid, sedative hypnotics or anxiolytics, amphetamine or other stimulant, and cocaine. Panic attack. What are the criteria for substance-induced anxiety disorder? Panic attack or anxiety is predominantly in the clinical picture. There is evidence from the history, physical examination or laboratory finding both that the symptoms of panic attack develop during or soon after the substance intoxication or withdrawal or after exposure to medication. And second, involved substance or medication is capable of producing panic attack. So substance has to be capable of producing panic attack and it has to be chronologically soon or during after the substance is intoxicated, withdrawal or after exposure. What are the medical conditions that cause anxiety? Thyrotoxicosis, hypoglycemia, pheochromocytoma, carcinoid syndrome, temporal lobe epilepsy, drug intoxication and withdrawal, mitral valve prolapse, supraventricular tachycardia, coronary artery disease, asthma and chronic obstructive lung disorder, COPD. Which are the neurological disorders which can present with anxiety? Migraine, encephalitis, multiple sclerosis, Wilson's disease, epilepsy, Huntington's disease, cerebral neoplasms trauma, subarachnoid hemorrhage can have comorbidities as anxiety. Systemic conditions like pulmonary insufficiency, anemia, hypoxia, cardiac arrhythmia can cause anxiety. Endocrine disturbances like pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, pheochromocytoma these can present with anxiety. Vitamin B12 deficiency states, pellagra. Other autoimmune disorders like inflammatory lupus erythematosus, rheumatoid arthritis, polyarthritis nodosa also manifest as anxiety. Toxic conditions, alcohol and drug withdrawal, amphetamines, caffeine and cannabis, uremia, porphyria, ammonia, hyperammonemia, arsenic, phosphorus, mercury, carbon disulfide, penicillin, sulfonamide, aspirin, vasopressor agent, known to induce anxiety. So history for the same has to be taken. So how can we measure anxiety? There are measurement tools. Hamilton Anxiety Scale. It has 14 questions, which is widely used and well validated. Another one is Hospital Anxiety and Depression Scale, Beck Anxiety Inventory, and these are the measurement tools. So, don't worry about a thing because every little thing is going to be alright. Thank you so much.